Thank you, Nick. Investigations to the deadly bridge collapse in Baltimore press on this morning as officials rush to curb economic side effects from that accident. The Port of Baltimore is the ninth busiest in the entire country, handling $80 billion a year in foreign cargo.
And now recovery efforts for the remaining victims are put on hold for the time being. And our Connor Hansen has the details.
The bodies of two missing construction workers were pulled from the underwater wreckage yesterday. This as officials will move to more of a salvage operation, trying to clear that channel for shipping traffic.
Based on sonar scans, we firmly believe that the vehicles are encased in the superstructure.
The bodies of two victims recovered Wednesday in a pickup truck about 25 feet underwater. At least 4 bodies remain after a cargo ship plowed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge Tuesday, destroying it after the vessel lost power. Divers are expected to return, but only once the debris is cleared. Some hazardous materials may have leaked from the ship. Officials say it was carrying several hazardous containers when it crashed.
764 tons of hazardous materials, mostly corrosives.
The National Transportation Safety Board continues gathering evidence to learn more about the incident. The bridge opened in 1977. And while the NTSB reports it was in satisfactory condition prior to the accident, they point to how its design may have factored into the scale of the damage.
It's a fracture critical bridge. If a member fails, that would likely cause a portion of or the entire bridge to collapse.
Several companies are working fast to reroute their ships to other ports along the East Coast to avoid any potential impacts to the supply chain. NTSB officials say a full report could take up to 1 to 2 years, but they could have a preliminary report in 2 to 4 weeks. In Baltimore County, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Investigators have also recovered the ship's data recorder, giving us a timeline of what led up to the collapse. Issues started shortly before 1:25 a.m. when alarms started going off on the ship. 1 minute later, one of the pilots used a radio to call tugboats in the area for help. At 1:27, the pilot orders the port anchor to drop, followed shortly by the mayday call. The ship collided with the bridge 2 minutes later. Right now, investigators say they only have 6 hours of data on hand. A full 30-day history of the ship will be obtained later. Since the collapse of the Baltimore Bridge, we've gotten comments on social media asking about the safety of bridges in our state. Many wondering if that could happen here.
That's right. And our Mackenzie Laporte met with officials to learn about the quality of bridges in Illinois and some of the safety precautions as well.
As we can all agree, the Baltimore collision was on an entirely different scale than what we could see happen here along the Mississippi River. But oftentimes, vessels and debris strike our bridges, which can build up damage that could cause a future failure. So maybe we won't have a cargo ship destroy one of our bridges, but that doesn't mean we are completely in the clear.
In Illinois, we don't have any large cargo ships in our navigable waterways. However, we do have many barges on our navigable waterways, and barge impacts, they do occur.
Paul Wapple, the PIO for the Illinois Department of Transportation, explains that when these barge impacts happen, there is a step-by-step process to ensure the bridge is safe. Firstly, crew members on the vessel are directed to inform IDOT and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
If any unsafe conditions are identified, the structure is closed. At IDOT, there is a rigorous bridge inspection program that we follow. It goes above and beyond federal requirements. All of the bridges that are open are safe. If there are any bridges we believe to be unsafe, they will be closed immediately.
And according to the American Road and Transportation Builders Association, in the land of Lincoln, the state has 26,873 bridges. And of those 26,000, 4,125 bridges need repairs.
Now, if you head over to the ARTBA's website, you can see the bridge report. And now in this report, there are a little over 2,000 bridges that are classified as structurally deficient over in Illinois. Now, this means one of the key elements is in poor or worse condition, but according to IDOT, poor condition does not mean the bridge is unsafe.
A bridge identified as poor does not mean it is unsafe or dangerous. What a poor condition rating means is there are elements of the bridge that need to be monitored, inspected, and maintained on a more regular basis.
Wapple adds that the standard inspection interval is every 2 years, with some bridges only needing to be checked every 4 years, depending on how new the bridge is. However, bridges labeled in poor condition are checked once a year. Working for you, I'm Mackenzie Laporte.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Since Governor Pritzker's Rebuild Illinois capital plan, the state has improved more than 530 bridges across the state within the last 4 years.
Don't miss a video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today for more Central Illinois news.